Wall Street investors continue to trade cautiously ahead of the Federal Reserve's conference. U.S. stocks saw little change on Tuesday, August 19th, as investors stayed on the sidelines waiting for the Fed's Jackson Hole meeting at the end of this week. The Fed's annual Jackson Hole symposium is scheduled to take place from Thursday through Saturday. Chairman Jerome Powell's speech on Friday is expected to be the highlight, closely watched by analysts for any hints regarding the Fed's economic outlook and monetary policy direction. Data research firm FactSet compiled statistics on the S&P 500 index during the 5 trading days before and after the Fed chair's speech at this annual meeting since 2010. On average, the index rose 0.9% in this period, with most of the gains occurring after the speech. On the policy front, comments from Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr are set to be released later today. Meanwhile, Governor Lisa Cook, who is reportedly being considered for the Fed chair position in the next term, has voiced support for at least 3 interest rate cuts this year. Beyond Jackson Hole, markets are also focused on quarterly earnings results from major retailers such as Walmart and Target later this week, for more insight into the health of U.S. consumers. Other highlights in today's session included the slump in semiconductor stocks. NVIDIA and VDA lost 3.5%, while AMD and Broadcom fell 5.4% and 3.6% respectively. Palantir shares plunged more than 9%, making it the worst performer in the S&P 500. At the close on August 19th, the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 10.45 points, or 0.02%, to 44,922.27. The S&P 500 fell 37.38 points, or 0.59%, to 6,411.37. The Nasdaq Composite lost 314.82 points, or 1.46%, to 21,314.95. In Europe, stocks climbed to their highest level in more than 5 months as investors grew more optimistic about prospects for ending the war in Ukraine, following talks in Washington between U.S., Ukrainian, and European leaders. The Pan-European Stocks Index closed up 0.69% at 557.81 points. The rally was fueled by hopes for further negotiations after U.S. President Donald Trump pledged security guarantees for Kyiv at a summit with Ukraine and several European leaders, although few concrete details were provided. Trump also said a 3-way summit between the U.S., Russia, and Ukraine was being pursued. European defense stocks tumbled 2.6%, marking their sharpest daily drop in over a month and becoming the worst performing group on the stocks index. On the other hand, consumer stocks led gains, with the automotive and food and beverage sectors rising 2.4% and 1.6% respectively. At the close on August 19th, London's FTSE 100 rose 31.48 points, or 0.34%, to 9,188.22. Frankfurt's DAX added 108.3 points, or 0.45%, to 24,423.07. Paris's CAC 40 dipped 95.03 points, or 1.21%, to 7,979.08.